Hello, I'm Guthrie, back here again, talk about more Outschool changes for the middle of July 2020. So last week I posted that Outschool was changing their application procedure, and now we know what they're doing. They're adding to their application procedure. Same qualifications, an expert in a field of any study, or a certified teacher in areas of study. So you just have to have a passion about what you do and to be good at it, and you would be able to teach on Outschool. Outschool is now looking at helping you get ready for the classes that you're going to have to teach, and I am here to also help you. I'm going to go ahead and post a freebie to the lesson plan template. If you need help filling it out for your area because you are not a trained teacher, I am available for coaching when you use my referral. I'm also going to be posting future videos on how to walk through a lesson plan and writing one. But I am more than glad to work with you one-on-one and help you become successful as a teacher, because I truly believe if you are passionate about what you teach, you can teach it well. All right, if I could learn, you can learn. So let's get into what the changes are. One change is the video. The video used to be 30 to 90 seconds long. It was a very short intro video. And for me, it was very hard to quickly say what I wanted to say. So now the video is 3 to 5 minutes. I think this is good. I think this is going to help a lot of people, because what they're doing is to see your screen presence, your speaking ability, and I think also to see the passion that you have for what you want to teach. So how are you going to set up your video? My first thing that I would do is talk about your qualifications. Okay? Do you have any degrees in your area that you're wanting to teach? How many years have you been studying it? Maybe you are, if you're an artist, which I am not, but you have studied art under so many people. Do you have a degree? Do you not have a degree? Remember, it's not necessary to have a degree in your area of teaching. So have you had art shows? Let's stick with the artist theory. Have you had art shows? Maybe you're a musician. Did you play in a college band? Were you in honors choir? Do you teach choir at your church? Are you in a community choir? Do you do art lessons at the community art center? Anything that you do that shows that you have a background in education and theory behind what you're teaching is going to be an advantage to you. So I would highlight that at the beginning of my video. Another key, I would also have some bullet points as you're going through your video. Have the main topic, introduction video. Then I would start with a bullet about my education or my expertise background, and maybe a few key points that you want to highlight. Then I would go into, what do I plan to bring to Outschool? How am I going to transfer what I love and do and bring it to students on Outschool? That I want to bring hands-on lessons. I want to bring video of my performances and show students how they can perform. I want to help students write their own music. What do you hope to do? Remember, you are not locked in to only doing what you announce on your introduction video. This is just seeing how you will come across to students. It will be, think about it as an interview. Why do you want this job? I want this job because I love music. I love sharing my love of music, and I have worked with my grandchildren. I have worked with children at the church. I have an after-school club in music, and I enjoy watching children start with not even knowing where to place their fingers on a guitar neck, to being able to play chords, to being able to play songs at the end of 3 weeks. However you want to arrange it. So if you have bullet points that you want to go through, practice your video. You can record it, delete, record it, delete. Right? Everything's digital now. You can record on your phone. You can record on a computer like I'm doing. I do recommend having some kind of a background. Make sure it's in a quiet area. so there's no outside noise disturbances. I don't use a microphone for when I am doing these videos, but you may want to wear a headset if you have one, just to show that you have the capabilities. This is a job interview. You want to have good lighting. Are the people going to be able to see your face? If you're doing something like music or art, you may even want to show how you are going to manipulate your art. You're going to show examples of your art. If I was a musician, maybe I'm going to play something for the people. And this way they get to see a little bit about you, and they get to see a little bit more of what your classes might be like. It's only 3 to 5 minutes. The second new part that they're going to add is that you are going to fill out a lesson plan template. You are going to choose one lesson, one-time lesson. Okay, it could be a 30-minute lesson, it could be a 90-minute lesson, it could be anywhere in between. And you are going to break down the lessons to how you are going to instruct it with your students. Are you going to be using a share program where you're going to be making a visual presentation? Will you be doing a live performance? Are you going to have a handout for your students? You don't have to include the handout. You don't have to demonstrate the live performance. You're just writing down the key ideas of how you're going to go from, "Hi, my name is Teacher Kim," to "Thank you so much for sharing the class with me. I had a great time." What's going to happen in between that? It's not that hard once you start breaking it down. And the lesson plan is written so that you see warm-up, topic introduction, and then you're going to introduce activity, and then you're going to have some discussion with the students. How will the students interact with you? Are you going to have free share time? Are you going to have it where you teach them a chord of music, and then they each take a turn? Are they going to go into breakout rooms to practice for 15 minutes of class? That's fine. It's a music class, an art class. You have to allow time for that art to happen. How are you going to allow that time to happen? If it's a writing class, are they going to write in the class with you and then they can share it? Or is the writing going to be done outside of class and then sent in to you at a later date? That's all the lesson plan is asking for. How are you budgeting your time? How are you pacing the lesson? So again, if you need help with this, and specifically talking to people who have maybe never taught in a classroom, but you are wonderful at sharing your love of your hobby and what you do, there's many people on Outschool that have been in the military and like to share their military experience and knowledge of technology, of airplanes, of wilderness survival. And these people know their subject area. They are highly trained in their area, but they've never had to think of a lesson plan. They just know this is the topic and this is what they teach. That's great. We're just going to break down the pacing of how you're going to teach that in a one-day lesson. So for your application, it's one time, one lesson, and you don't even have to teach the lesson as your first lesson if you decide you want to go with something else. You are not locked into that one lesson. It's just letting them see up front that you're willing to put the time into it and you understand what is necessary to be successful as a teacher. I enjoyed talking to you today about this application process, and I think it's going to help teachers reduce the questions as you get into teaching, because I see so many teachers that they're accepted to Outschool, and then they're in a panic mode because they have to write their first listing. And then when they write their listing, they're not quite sure how to run their lesson. So I think this process, we're going to work through a lot of those problems before you are at the point of dealing with students. Again, reach me, guthriegabbs@gmail.com, and I'm going to put right below here, you just have to go to down and click on, there'll be a link to a Google template for the new lesson plan. All right, happy teaching.